Scott Peterson is breaking his silence 20 years after being convicted for the murder of wife Laci Peterson and their unborn child. Peacock announced on Monday, July 29, that Scott, 51, spoke out from prison in their upcoming true crime documentary Face to Face with Scott Peterson. The interview footage will be the first time Scott has discussed his conviction since he was sentenced to life in prison. In a sneak peek clip, director Shireen Anderson asked Scott, "Why should anyone care about what you have to say 20 years later?" Scott isn't seen answering the question, but there is a video of him in a prison visiting room. His sister-in-law Laci Peterson also took part in the doc as she continues to stand by Scott's innocence. "I believe my brother-in-law Scott was wrongfully convicted of that murder," Laci said. 2 decades after Laci's murder, the 3-part special features interviews with former Modesto Police Department detectives Al Brocchini and John Bueller, Scott's former defense attorney Laura Peterson. More people with knowledge of the high-profile case. Scott was arrested and charged with 2 counts of murder in 2003 after his wife disappeared. Laci, who was 8 months pregnant at the time, was later found dead, and her husband became the prime suspect. In November 2004, Scott was found guilty of the first-degree murder of Laci and the second-degree murder of their infant son. He was originally sentenced to death before that was overturned in 2020. 1 year later, Scott was resentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Face to Face with Scott Peterson follows new developments in Scott's case after the Los Angeles Innocence Project announced earlier this year that they are trying to help overturn his murder conviction.